to 24 here. Saints have now built themselves an 100-point lead on this game, and Brandon just finding the positioning like that and make it a third for Brandon. Gorilla finds one as well. That's a full team wipe. St. Clair is just on another level. They are peaking here right now.
Gonna be coming out here. He's just sitting back and forth. Senso, you see his feet. 1v1 now. Diamati's in hand. Time's against you. You're gonna swing on out. He's gonna clutch it up. Oh my god. Brandon, no. They line up for Brandon, and he finds 3 in a row. Aces the round. What was that?
It's on to Brandon, which means it's all up to the kid. It's all up to Corey. It's a finish the job. Line him up, wide OG.
Oh my god, Corey is gonna find a few! Hello, Saints Nation, and welcome back to another broadcast. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Billbangs Wadima here for y'all today. Stage 2, Round 5 of the CCL. We got your St. Clair Saints versus JWU, which stands for Johnson and Wales University. So, John, how you feeling about this matchup?
Well, pretty even between both of these teams. St. Clair on doing pretty good right now. They've been pretty consistent against these teams they've been playing against throughout the last couple of weeks, especially. So I think this is going to be their first real good challenge they're going to have, and I think they have to try and step up here. If you're looking at the power rankings, they have been number 25 the last 2 weeks, haven't really moved out of that spot. So they're trying to look to upgrade that and start making maybe in towards that top 20 or top 15.
Yeah, both of these schools are fairly solid at what they do here, so we are going to see how this one does get played out. Both teams winning majority of their games as well, I do believe. So your St. Clair Saints are looking to try to see what they can do and maybe advance to an even more of a positive record and set themselves up better come playoff season. But with that being said, we do have our maps here for today, and it's going to be nothing out of the ordinary. Once again, lots of Tuscan, lots of Berlin. The one major change, though, is we will be seeing Tuscan map 1 for the hard points rather than Berlin. So it's a little bit of a flip-flop here.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a change, but I think the fact that we're seeing so much Tuscan and Berlin still an indicator of how comfortable teams are with these maps. I think both sides, again, you're going to see this very often where one side will pick Berlin, one side will pick Tuscan, and they'll just keep going back and forth throughout that. It's surprising to me that a lot of these teams aren't taking, at least another map and throwing it in their rotation somewhere to at least throw the other teams off, because that so many of these teams are so comfortable with these two maps. So, yes, okay, St. Clair maybe is comfortable with it, but you know that Johnson Wales is going to be very comfortable with it as well. And now we're going to be getting into game number 1 here. Hard point is going to be one trade for both sides. A good start here for both sides. And now Johnson Wales is going to be the first one on this hard point.
Yeah, it is going to be Johnson and Wales off to a good start here in this one. It's now still just left in a 4v4, and that's a couple for Priestley. Actually going to line up 2 there, and Gorilla finally good to find 1 here for himself. So this is now going to leave us with St. Clair taking the advantage, and Priestley's on a 5 streak to start us off. What is happening here, Priestley? Calm down.
Priestley already absolutely tearing it up here. No surprise on that one, and honestly, what else do you expect from Priestley at the beginning of the games? I feel like it happens more often now. I think St. Clair starts off on hot streaks, and we talked about it a couple times earlier on in the season. They kind of struggled the first rotation of hard points on a lot of these, and they kind of put themselves behind, and they had to try and play catch up. But now you've seen over the last couple of weeks, they've transformed entirely, and now St. Clair already up to 42 points to 5 after this first point.
They've been very successful at the end of the game of hard points throughout the whole season, but now they have really been improving on the beginnings, just as we are seeing here today. Now a 42-6 lead after the first hard point, looking very good, and it really makes me a little bit happy to see that they're doing it on a different map that isn't Berlin. Yes, it's still Tuscan, a map that we see all the time, but look what St. Clair is doing right now. That is 4 down, full site control. Gorilla's going to go in hunting for another, but will get shot down from Chico, and that is now going to be us here, left in a 56-9 scoreline.
Priestley 10-1, 11-1, absolute tear. Gorilla going to find another and a 4th, and St. Clair going to get another 4-piece, and we'll start gaining some more objective time here at the end. We'll be able to pick up the scrap time. Johnson and Wales just going to try and rotate over, but Johnson and Wales already down 60 points. Is just going to be so difficult for them to try and figure out a way to actually come back in this one, because honestly, right now, they just haven't even found any kind of footing, and they haven't found an answer for Priestley. Gorilla in the corner going to find another one as well, and, St. Clair kind of just running all over this game.
Yeah, St. Clair doing a really good job very early on in this matchup. It is now 90-9 on the scoreline. Looking very good, but that is going to be Sauce and Gorilla both getting shot down. Brandon is going to be good for a trade here now for himself. Gorilla still holding this upper apartment side, and we are going to see Priestley getting pushed out towards the backside of this hard point here now. So back here, he has a lot of pressure on him, just holding down these spawns for his team, but just like that, will find one kill, stunned out, and he could have some problems, but still keeping his life, still holding these spawns, going to do a little bit more damage, trying to get some help from his teammates. Not going too well. Priestley's got to stay very conservative and try to keeping his life here, but he eventually will fall there in that one, and it's now going to be a 92-21 scoreline after this hard point.
Brandon does pick up 3 for himself there on that point, though, and now St. Clair up to 100 points to 21, taking a very early lead here. I do want to introduce Johnson Wales because we didn't quite do that yet. Aimbot Andy, Chico, Paper, and Quant 5 are the lineup for them. Not doing too bad so far. I think they definitely have the slaying potential, but they just haven't been able to actually successfully break into any of these hard points so far, and it's really showing in the scoreline after this third rotation.
Yeah, so we are going to see another kill come through for St. Clair. 2 for Gorilla, actually, and Sauce will clean up 1, so that will secure the majority of the hard point. Paper, though, will come through outside and get a little bit of an opening in that regard, but at this point now, St. Clair is about to take a 3-digit advantage over their opponents, and that is when things start to get a little bit shaky. And it becomes very, very difficult to come back from a game when you're down by this quantity, so you're going to need to see Johnson and Wales start to get at least one full 60 seconds on a hard point here shortly.
Yeah, I think the fact that Priestley's sitting at 15-2 right now, Gorilla sitting at 11-4, just absolutely tearing it up here at the beginning of this game and winning every single gunfight they seem to take. Chico finally need to take down Priestley, but again, now Priestley has streaks, and I mean, Gorilla also going to be up at streaks, I believe, as well, so Johnson and Wales going to have to try and fight through that, as well as this 111-point deficit that they're at right now.
Yeah, it will not be easy to fight back from this one. Priestley spots one out, gets some damage on his second, and this is going to be Priestley hunting for the kill. Not able to find it, though. Brandon, good for the trade, is now going to leave us after lots of kills coming through at a 145-31 scoreline. A triple kill for Brandon, and another for Gorilla. Gorilla looking for 2, spots out Paper, going to do some damage, not able to find the kill, as aimbot Andy will pick up 1. Gorilla just doing a great job of just holding down this mid position right now. Chico trying to contest him out here a little bit, spots out Gorilla, will shoot him from the back, and this is now going to leave us with St. Clair still up by 130, but we are seeing Johnson and Wills start to win a little bit more of their gunfights.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get good breaks, though. Brandon not going to win that next gunfight. We'll be straight out for a second, and they are going to get some scrap time here. St. Clair, you can't just play the I'm just going to hop on point for the first majority of it. You can let them get as much scrap time as you want, because realistically right now you're up by so much that even if Johnson Wales gets all the scrap time in the rest of the game, it's not going to matter, because St. Clair is still going to end up winning it. And I think it's so tough to say you just want to think about the next game at this point, but you almost do, because you're down 167-56. It is such a significant margin that unless you're able to find, at least a full 60 and maybe even another full 60, it's going to be really rough for you.
Yeah, that's the big thing. You need at least like a point and 2/3 right now to at least make a good comeback, but that is going to be 4 down with a lot of help from Paper, is now going to set up Johnson and Wales fairly nicely going into this hard point, but with Priestley firing away some shots and watching it from a distance and Sauce on the hard point, St. Clair's setup is just looking very, very good, and it really is looking like St. Clair has been practicing their Tuscan hard point.
Yeah, I think they look so good on this map, and I think if you're playing this map well on other modes, it's going to end up lending itself to you on the hard point as well. So I think the fact that St. Clair is so comfortable with this map overall really, really helping them out here. And St. Clair almost getting past that 200-point marker. They will most likely get it here when the next rotation comes through, because it means that Johnson Wales is going to have to fight for every scrap time they can, and St. Clair can have the advantage as the hard point unlocks. And I just think for Johnson and Wales, you got to try and find your footing earlier on in this game. And I think Quant 2 does need to step up a little bit. 3-17, not necessarily the best marker. Has to try and find some frags for himself, get some confidence back.
Yeah, as of right now, it does look like that skill margin difference between, Paper, Chico, and then Quant there is really a little bit interesting to see. It's really difficult if you are Johnson and Wales, because you just need someone else that can, come in, fill in, and find those frags on a more consistent basis, and it's just not happening here right now in this one, as Priestley will turn and burn, finds the kill, and that is going to be St. Clair now just 25 points away from closing this one out. Priestley has been on a tear this game, currently at 29-7 on a three streak, and he's looking for more. Paper, though, will be able to shut him down.
Paper, the only person who was positive on Johnson and Wales, has really been the shining light for them so far. He needs his teammates to step up, though. Right now, 230 to 84. I think at this point, you're just going to go towards that next game. Think about the search and destroy. I think St. Clair, your main focus, if you can shut down Paper, that'll be absolutely massive come this next search and destroy, because he is really the only person that's threatening them so far. I think St. Clair just be able to win a lot of these gunfight streaks can come through here as well for Priestley. Going to try and find 2 here. Is he going to get it? Yes, he will. He was also going to win that gunfight, and that's going to be it. Sauce going to take him down, but St. Clair will be able to win this one, and we'll take the hard point here on Tuscan in very dominant fashion.
Yeah, they are going to 100-point club the side of Johnson and Wales. They are down 250 to 84. What a score line. And honestly, the slaying potential was definitely there every now and then for the side of Johnson and Wales. It just wasn't consistent enough for St. Clair to make it worth their while.
I think for me, too, the fact that they couldn't break into any of these points was very significant, because St. Clair, you picked up such an early advantage by finding those first 2 points. And I mean, if you can't break into points, you're not going to be able to get any kind of objective time in hardpoint, and you're really going to struggle to try and win the mode.
Yeah, that is definitely the, I completely agree with you on that one, right, John? And the big thing is there, St. Clair did have a whole lot of slaying potential in this matchup, and so did the side of Johnson and Wales. It's just not everybody from Johnson and Wales was on the same fragging potential page, and it's interesting going to search, because having one player make a big impact on the game is a lot better in search and destroy than it is in hardpoint.
Yeah, I think the fact that Priestley was, I forget what he ended that game at, but at one point he was like 20-4, 20-5 or something ridiculous. So the fact that someone's pulling off a 4 KDA at that many kills in hardpoint is going to be scary looking into search and destroy, because it is a map that they're very, very familiar with. Everyone knows Berlin. Everyone's been playing Berlin, especially like I think search and destroy, knowing the map is so essential, because you have those set nades. You know exactly where you want to go, and I think this map St. Clair very comfortable with, and it's going to help them a lot here in round number 2.
Yeah, it definitely will help them a whole lot here in round number 2. Search and destroy, the slaying potential, just always such a factor. And I think with it being on another one of those maps that St. Clair is comfortable on, it's really going to create some problems for Johnson and Wales. I'm not sure how experienced they are on their Berlin and Tuscan, but from what I saw in the game 1, the Tuscan, their rotations were a little bit off, starting a little bit behind, and there's not much that, the side of Johnson and Wales could do there for that one. So with that being said, we are just going to be a few seconds away from starting off with our game number 2 on the Berlin Search and Destroy. And as of for right now, sorry about the little bit of a ghost caster today, just jumping back and forth from the observer slot. But with that being said, yeah, it's really going to create some problems, because if Johnson and Wales can't find a search and destroy, which relies heavily on slaying, which we saw Priestley just pop off in that sort in game 1, it means they're going to be down 2-0 in the series, and you go to a control mode, which is like a mixture of both. And if you lost the hard point down pretty bad, and if you lose the search and destroy, you're not going to feel great going into the control. So I really feel like this game 2 has a crazy amount of importance for Johnson and Wales.
I think they need to limit the opportunities that they give St. Clair. I think that St. Clair is so good, especially on searches, at finding set nades where they at least weaken the opponent, if not actually do take them down to start off the game. So I think if they can go out, kind of be a little bit unexpected at the beginning of this map, I definitely think it can make a big change, because that is what you need. You need big change from game number 1, because St. Clair, no other kind of words, they absolutely stomped you in game number 1. So game number 2 here, starting up search and destroy on Berlin, interestingly enough, and we are going to be getting right into things. Will be Brandon with a sniper action to take out aimbot Andy to start us off here. We'll also chip down another player, but not going to take him out just yet. Looking for one down long here. Not going to find Paper just yet, though. He's going to pop the sniper here. Is he going to find this player on the outside? He will, but he's not going to take him down. But Priestley will clean it up, and now it's going to be 2 people left. But Chico going to get Brandon. Gorilla going to trade him back. Now it's all up to Chico.
Yeah, Chico left there, and I believe it was a 1v3, just not able to find the pick. And Brandon, I thought the sniper was just a Tuscan thing. No, it is going to come through on Berlin as well for the search and destroy. Look at how good this opening pick was. Or sorry, this was from Gorilla's AR. But Brandon with a nice opening pick on that sniper rifle. I wasn't even able to switch to see how where the kill was fast enough, because it was just right at the very, very beginning of the round. And it's now going to be St. Clair up 1-0. Gorilla off with 2 kills on the start. Brandon doing a great job here as well.
Yeah, I definitely think for St. Clair, it is something. It's funny because I was saying I was expecting something unexpected from the side of Johnson and Wales, but St. Clair actually wants to pull out something unexpected here. Looks like JWU trying to advance towards A site here. There is going to be 3 people stacked towards B that aren't really going to have a good angle here. There's going to be one flanking around here. Sauce going to get surrounded. Aim on Andy going to take him out there, and they will be able to plant this down before St. Clair can actually reach A site.
Yeah, so aimbot Andy will be the one to drop this down for the side of Johnson and Wales. Now in a 4-on-3. They have the player advantage. This is where you want yourself. Chico going to find one on Brandon as well. Is going to leave just these last two members from St. Clair. Gorilla will pick up one with the grenade. Both players still trying to take this one from the front side of A. We'll see how it goes, just clearing up the staircase and everything around the site. But it's really going to be hard once they decide to actually opt to push into the room. We will see Gorilla probably be the one to jump in here. And there is a lineup onto him. Spotting out the one player is going to get a little bit more of intel. Not firing off some shots will keep his life. Priestley there. Another for Gorilla. 13 seconds. Diffuse is looking to come through. Priestley got to keep his teammate alive, but Gorilla will fall to Chico, and that is going to be the round going to Johnson and Wales 1-1 after the first 2 rounds.
Really, really well played by them. Yes, they did have the player advantage there, and really well played by St. Clair, actually. They were able to find somebody there. They wanted to go for the defuse, but Chico smart enough to know that as long as he takes down that one person that's defusing, they're not going to have time to hop anyone else onto that diffuser. And they will be able to take the round. Now, St. Clair, you're at 1-1. You lost a little bit of that momentum you're going for. But Priestley sitting at 3-0 right now can keep his streaks alive. And that's very important in search. If you can get some streaks together, it makes those later rounds so much more difficult for your opponent. And St. Clair, back on the attack, you're going to try and find an advantage in the attacking round.
Yeah, we will see if they can find an advantage here now. The attacking round has been winning them all as of right now, so we'll see if St. Clair can do so again. But last time, St. Clair didn't even plant the bomb. Johnson and Will's the only team to plant the bomb as of right now. Chico will start us off with an entry frag. It's going to be Brandon trying to refrag it onto Chico. Chico will find another, though. Bomb will be going down over towards B. Priestley is getting way back for the post plants. Sauce is trying to run back here as well to fight for his life. We could see an engagement here between Chico and a couple of these players momentarily, as he's right in front of both of them. But we do have Paper looking to come through here now. He's going to be on the bomb site. There's going to be Chico going down on the front site. Now Paper looking to hunt for Priestley and Sauce in the back line. Can he find anything? We have Quant coming back there as well. What a big flank here. Look at this flank from Quant. He hasn't even spotted any of these players as of yet. And this is now going to be a big impact play. Aimbot Andy going to be looking to hop on this bomb. He can't make his way through the window. You need 7.5 seconds to defuse. One player will go down. He will be sticking the bomb. Sauce has to check this one out. I don't think Sauce is going to be able to check this one. And this is going to be the defuse coming through for Johnson and Wales, and their second round win on the board.
Again, another beautiful post plan for them. And honestly, St. Clair, I think they played way too far back there. You're playing 2 players almost, at the edge of the map. You have to have someone playing close there. And you saw Sauce, despite the fact that the diffuser was coming down, he had to try and walk through that whole building. There was somebody forcing him to try and check the other corner, and that meant that he wasn't able to get back towards that bomb in time. And now Johnson and Wales, the lead in the search and destroy. Absolutely huge for them, especially because it was on defense they were able to stop that one.
My biggest problem with this Johnson and Wales lead, can you find the lead, or can you continue to find rounds without Chico having to find 2 kills in each round? That's the big problem, because Chico's 5-3 right now, but look at the rest of his team. It's becoming a little bit of a concern. Ooh. It is going to be Brandon with an entry frag there, and it's now a 4-on-3 very early on. As Paper going to be looking for a lot on these rooftops. And honestly, playing B site from the distance St. Clair was playing it at is a very, very typical standard spot. And I think Johnson and Wales just picked up on that one. We're able to force the pressure from both sides.
Oh, he's going to get him here. Going to find the melee. And we'll be able to take down Chico. Paper over here as well. Going to have to try and run away. Paper going to find his first kill of the search, though. Is going to even it up at 2-piece. Aimbot Andy going to take down Gorilla. And now St. Clair not in such a great spot. They have Sauce on the flank here. They have Priestley trying to defend 8, but he's going to get collapsed on here. There's one behind him, Paper, sneaking up there. Priestley going to try and shoot him out, but isn't going to be able to successfully do it. Now there's one player below him. They know exactly where he is. This might not be great for him. Ball going to come down. Paper not going to win the gunfight, though. Priestley will. And now a 2v1 scenario, just up to Aimbot Andy.
Yeah, aimbot Andy left all alone here in this 2v1, but with having the bomb down will give him a huge advantage. He's actually going to catch both players out here right now. He has all the intel he needs, but Sauce will go for the re-peek and a defuse. Oh, he's looking to come through for St. Clair. Sauce is going to take his teammate out in the process, but that is going to be Sauce able to get the defuse. Now 2-2 after the first 4 rounds of play.
Just didn't want anything. He wanted all the glory for himself there. Wanted to defuse, so we'll be able to pop that one on the 4 streak actually now. So it's continuing that forward. And St. Clair not doing too bad there, getting a post plant for themselves. Pretty even search and destroy so far. I think for me, it's interesting to watch because I think St. Clair are just consistently outslaying Johnson and Wales, but I think their post-plant tactics just aren't as good as Johnson and Wales have been so far.
Johnson and Wales have been very good on the post plants. I would have liked them to not take that fight on this last previous round there and maybe play it back a little bit more once he spotted both of those players. But it is what it is. We are still going to be tied up here after the first 4 rounds, and we'll see what happens going forwards. But with that being said, Gorilla looking for something through the windows will not spot anything out as of right now. And this bomb plant already going to be coming down for Sauce. It's really not going to be contested. Johnson and Wales is going to have to push in here fairly soon with that bomb plant coming through. But Priestley, Gorilla each finding some kills of their own. Now leaving it up to these final 2 players of Johnson and Wales. Quanton will be here looking for one. Priestley just in front of him. The shots coming through. It's not going to be enough. Aimbot Andy left alone will get shot down. St. Clair with 2 unanswered will regain the lead here in this matchup, now 3-2.
Yeah, they found some momentum here, and they are pouncing all over it. Sauce now on a 5 spree as well. Definitely looking up here in the search for St. Clair. A little bit of rust there in the first couple of rounds, but they've been able to find some footing. And now St. Clair with a lead going into round number 6. I think definitely it's going to be tough for me to see Johnson and Wales unless they find a round here, unless they start picking up the pace. I think the fact that Paper was doing so well in that hard point, it just has really fallen off here in search at 1 and 5. It's very surprising to me. I think if he can step up, he can really be a difference maker here. But no, he's going to go down really early, drop down to that 1 and 6 marker.
Yeah, that is going to be Sauce. Good to find one here now as well onto another one of these Johnson and Wales players. However, Quant will answer back for his second kill of this matchup, and that is going to be over onto Sauce. It's now left into a 2-on-3, all up to Quant and Chico. Chico, though still alive, is going to be massive to Johnson and Wales' success. He's been doing very good at shutting down some of these St. Clair players, and he's actually getting very pushed up here now. Brandon will spot him out. A lot of shots from Chico, though, will push Brandon off of the matter. Quant will go down on the other side of the map, leaving it all up to Chico, but Gorilla will find that kill as well, and it's going to put St. Clair now up to their first multi-round advantage here in this game.
Yeah, I think St. Clair definitely picking up momentum here in the last couple of rounds, and hasn't really been an answer so far from Johnson and Wales. Just haven't really found their footing. I think those gunfights, like I said, I think they're not really winning their gunfights too often. I think the fact that they're playing objective so well was the reason they were winning a couple of rounds. So I think you're going to have to try and rely on that if you're Johnson and Wales, because right now St. Clair all are just going to be Brandon that's the only one not positive, and the rest of St. Clair just popping off in the search right now. Gorilla at 8-3 with the 4 streak active. Really, really well played for him. If he can get a streak there, I think it's going to be really dangerous. I think that's going to be the 3rd player for St. Clair that's going to have streaks, if I'm not mistaken. Priestley going to take it down really early on here. Chico going to keep running through the hall and won't be touched here. Won't be traded out. Brandon finally going to trade him out, though, with the pistol. Trying to hold this angle here on the outside. We'll be able to get upstairs. Sauce going to find Aimbot Andy. And now 3v2 scenario. Paper and Quant on the back line trying to find something.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do. They have a good pinch setup going here in between mid-map. Both of them, if you look at the bottom left of your screen on each side of this map, Quant could find an opening onto this player inside the building being Gorilla. I'm not sure if that's the case. Paper will get shot down. They had spotted Sauce, but with the SMG, Quant not going to opt to go for that play. Will open up the door. I think he's getting shot at a little bit from his back here. Now, they know exactly where he is located, or maybe not. Sauce is going to be poking his head out, and that is going to be a kill over to Quant. Now a 1v2, making this one a lot more doable, but Gorilla up here will have the window, will have the heady, and it's going to be a round for St. Clair once again. Now putting themselves up on match point, up 5-2. Johnson and Wales will have to win 4 in a row if they do want to find game number 2 of this series and tie things up 1-1.
Yeah, definitely St. Clair very, very dominant in this search and destroy the last couple of rounds, and they have their streaks active as well. So Johnson and Wales, a very tall uphill battle if they want to try and come back and win the search and destroy. Gorilla sitting on 5 right now, trying to extend that to 6, find that streak for himself. And St. Clair going to be on defense here. Attacking, I feel like, has been a little bit stronger than defense so far throughout this one. So at least, they get one round where it should be theoretically easier, but it's not going to be easier when you get taken down that early. Chico going down as well as Paper. They're going to run into one more. Aimbot Andy is going to be able to trade one back onto Gorilla. So they will be able to shut down that streak. Bomb plant, not going to go down there. They're getting collapsed on right here. St. Clair, no mercy. They're going to walk right in. Sauce going to take down Aimbot Andy. That's going to be the last one going down as well. And St. Clair going to take this search 6-2. In, Johnson Wales, they had some momentum at the beginning, but then after that, St. Clair, 5 in a row, nobody could stop them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Johnson and Wales had a lead in this game, but it's just the St. Clair Search and Destroy. Yeah, you can put them off for a couple rounds, but once again, they're going to just get right back to where their rhythm and their groove, and they are going to take this one in the fashion like this said, 5 in a row. Now, 2-0 series lead, heading into control on Tuscan. It's been very good for the Saints here so far, and it's not going to be an easy game for Johnson and Wales.
I think that's an understatement. I think St. Clair's control has looked really, really good, especially on Tuscan. It's just crazy to me that teams are letting St. Clair play this map so often. I understand that a lot of teams are very comfortable with this map and they like it as well, but I think St. Clair's Tuscan control has just looked consistently so good. Not only are they winning objectively, they're also winning by slaying out. They're winning by playing the map properly, playing their rotations properly. And I think that overall, St. Clair's control has been really good, but their Tuscan control has been almost immaculate. So I think for Johnson and Wales, you got to try and get some momentum early. I think Paper needs to step it up there. I was really struggling throughout a lot of those rounds. So I think if Paper can try and find his footing, I think Johnson and Wales might have a shot at actually winning this one.
Yeah, we will see what Johnson and Wales can do in the control. Now, do you think they're going to have to go for a little bit more of a conservative play your lives basis, or you think they're going to go control point basis?
I think you have to go control point basis.
I think you're going to have to as well.
Throughout those first two games, St. Clair consistently winning in the slaying department. So I think it'd be hard for me to say play your life. I think for Tuscan control especially, you can try and play more conservative. You can throw a sniper down on long there and try and lock that down. And, if you can try and find a way. It's tough because Tuscan is such an interesting control map, right? Because, B is so tough to actually break into. I feel like teams have no problem on attack breaking into, but B really is the difference maker.
I feel B isn't as hard to maybe attack into. It's hard to hold.
That's true.
You can't, because there's so many different, it's so open. You could see B from the middle of the map, and that is a big problem. There's so many angles you can peek B into, which really makes it hard to actually, hop on that point and stay on that point. That's why it's even really hard to be like, oh, we'll just go for B first. No, it's not that simple, because teams can just play it from mid. And then if you can play B from mid, you can defend B and A all at the same time. If you can play mid. If you get mid control, you have so much control of Tuscan.
Yeah, it's very interesting how it works just because you don't have any cover from anywhere. So you can't really force it. You can't force the defenders to come to you that often. It'll be interesting to see what teams pull out here. We've seen a variety of different attacks. But a lot of times, obviously, I think teams, you're probably going to get the typical lockdown A really early on, give yourself that extra minute, and then B really is the difference maker, right? I think B is almost, if you can take B on control, I think you're basically just guaranteed to win, because attacking, I feel like, is such a difficult thing to actually win on this map. So for both teams, if you can lock down an attacking ground and actually get both points, I think that will be the difference maker, and that's going to win you the game.
Yeah, I think something that could really hurt Johnson and Wales is if we're in a 2-2 scenario where we're going to see a round 5, it comes down to eliminations. And St. Clair, I think, is going to have a little bit of an advantage in that, just seeing what we've seen so far. We need to just see everybody from the side of Johnson and Wales try to, as best as they can, all equally bring that fragging potential, rather than having a little bit of holes in the offense or holes in the defense, whatever it may be. But we are going to be getting into our Tuscan control right here, right now, between Johnson and Wales and your St. Clair Saints. And I believe Johnson and Wales is going to be starting on the attacking side here as well.
Both teams looking to get into Tuscan control, something we are very, very familiar with at this point, something that both teams, we've seen St. Clair play this, I don't know how many times.
We have only seen them not play control on Tuscan one time, and it was on Gava 2, and they barely snuck away with a win, and I think after that, they were just like, not again.
We're just going to play only Tuscan control. I mean, it's good because this one map that you are very good at, but looking forward, I think that's going to be something that it's might be a problem later on in the season, right? Because if St. Clair is so dependent on this Tuscan control, I think if they're forced off it, if you're in a longer series, it's going to make life really, really difficult, because you're almost relying on getting this map to win control. And I think, obviously having another map isn't really going to change too much, but I think it is going to affect them against tougher opponents.
Yeah, so it is going to be St. Clair actually on the left of your screen here, and Johnson and Wales on the right. A little bit of a mess up on my end from the observer slot. I thought the teams were switching sides, but it might not be the case. So it is going to beat out both teams just a little bit. You know, you do see the Priestley, Brandon, Sauce, and Gorilla with the JWU in front of their name, but don't worry about it. They are going to be from the side of St. Clair, and they will be currently in the driver's seat of this game as well with a 27-21 live advantage and a 2-0 series lead as well. So currently, it's not looking too nice for the side of Johnson and Wales because St. Clair is just such a live advantage on them right now. However, Chico answering back every now and then.
St. Clair haven't made any progress onto B yet, though. They are just trying to find slays. Looks like Sauce going to go for the punchy battle on Chico there. Quant 5 going to answer back with one on Priestley, trying to get towards B side here. St. Clair already with a significant life advantage. Really going to find 2. Chico going to answer back on a Sauce there. St. Clair going to start making progress here on B site. They will try and clear it out. And at this point, again, St. Clair can just play the live game, right? They're up 9 lives already in this one. They don't even have to hop onto B site. They can just try and go find these players from Johnson and Wales, find those frags.
Yeah, that is exactly it here. Now 3 kills for Johnson and Wales will come through. And so this is going to set them up fairly nicely here. Now it is going to be the A site still fully captured from St. Clair. B site still going to be here. St. Clair does have a minute left, but if you're Johnson and Wales, you're just trying to run this clock down. Play your life without allowing St. Clair to hop the point is the big thing here right now in this one. So we do see a couple kills come through. Priestley going to find one with Paper, and Chico going to make a big impact in shutting a couple more players down and making St. Clair have a lot harder of a time to break into this one.
It is going to be St. Clair trying to break back into B. They haven't made any progress on it yet. They are only at 6 lives up now, so they have to be a little bit more careful with how they're spending their lives. Quant 5 going to find Gucci getting Sauce. Quant 5 sitting at 6 and 6, a much improved scoreline from his control, or from his search and from his hard point. Looking pretty good here so far. Will be taken down though by Gorilla, who found the 2-piece there. Sauce going to get the or I believe that was it was Sauce finding the execution on the Paper there, and 4-piece for St. Clair. They are going to try and hop back onto this point, but they aren't going to look right on it. Get shit. Sauce going to keep this one. Chico going to walk up the ladder and see an unfamiliar face going to try and slide back down. Is able to clean up the kill. And St. Clair just absolute domination here in the second half of this control. And looks like they're going to be able to take B side here most likely in just a second.
Yeah, so it is going to be just 15 seconds left on the clock. St. Clair is going to have to do something over towards this B point, but just like that, it's all going to get cleaned up. And it might say Johnson and Wales win on your screen, but that is actually going to be a St. Clair win. So sorry about that from everyone back at home, but it is going to be a 1-0 lead here now for the Saints going into the next game. Johnson and Wales, though, going to be now going on to their attacking side. And we were talking a little bit about if a team can win an attacking round, they are going to be in fairly good positioning. St. Clair just did that, so I think that it's going to be a little bit difficult on Johnson and Wales. If they don't find an attacking round win here, I'm going to be pretty concerned here for them.
Yeah, I think the fact that St. Clair is sitting on streaks as well right now. Oh, looks like Quant actually going to take down Priestley, but Priestley, then answer back, is going to get that nade. Brandon going to try and walk up here and say nobody on A side here. Looks like they have a pretty split attack for the side of Johnson and Wales, trying to find this first point. Sauce and Gorilla going to find a couple kills for themselves here. Chico with an answer back on a Gorilla in mid, though. Priestley with the trade back on a Chico. Paper going to get shot down here by Brandon. Gorilla going to find the pistol onto Quant and St. Clair. Going to 4-piece them and will be forcing them back into their own spawn.
Yeah, so it is now going to be Aimbot Andy looking to come wrap around and maybe find Sauce and Brandon over here. But as of right now, it is going to be your Saints with an 8 live round advantage. It seems as if the slaying is having a lot bigger of an impact on this game than I anticipated. Sauce for his second execution of the game. Like, okay, Sauce, calm down, man. No need for this. Paper, though, going to be pushing right into the St. Clair spawn and is finding a lot of kills in that regard. So it's going to make things a little bit more difficult on the side of the Saints as Chico is going to hop onto A alongside Aimbot Andy, and they're starting to get some pressure on it, but doesn't look like they're even able to get a tick, as St. Clair will immediately clear them off the zone and immediately continue to hold down all of these sites. Another kill for Sauce in his favor. 20 seconds left on the clock with very minimal lives. It's looking like St. Clair just wants to wrap this one up.
I've seen so many executions and melees throughout this game so far on the kill feed, so both teams having a little bit of fun here. I think definitely Johnson Wales realizing St. Clair probably going to win this game, want to have a little bit of fun. And
I mean, look at Gorilla right now.
Yeah, it is pretty late in the season. Gorilla going to be following Chico here, looking for the execution. Can he actually find it? Yes, he will. Right before St. Clair wins the round there, and they will finish it with an execution. The St. Clair going to go up 2-0 here. try and seal off this control and sweep the series.
Yeah, they're going to have to win one more attacking round in this one and sweep the control as well as sweep the series, right? So they're looking like they're in a very good spot here. They got 2-0 leads all across the board, whether it be in the map or whether it be in the series. So it's going to be all up to Johnson & Wales. They're going to have to make the comeback of the century almost at this point in time. So we'll see what they can do. They are going to be moving over to the defending side, arguably a little bit more of the easier side. So you are going to be happy to have that one here now first. But if you even win this defending round, then you got to go win an attacking round. So either way, if you want to force an overtime, you're going to have to win one on each side. Oh,
Very difficult.
They're not contesting St. Clair. They just want to end this game.
Yeah, they're just going to let this one go. I think definitely they realize St. Clair just the dominant team so far, so St. Clair will be able to get it. They are just going to be lying down and spawn. Gorilla and Priestley going to split that one with the streaks. Could have had a 4-piece there if the Priestley hadn't taken those 2 kills there with just 1 streak. Would have been a pretty good highlight, but overall, they're just going to let St. Clair actually take A site. They're not going to contest it. They're going to try and contest B site here a little bit, but it's not going to matter. Gorilla going to find 2. Sauce going to find 1 for himself. They will make some decent progress here on B, but Johnson & Wales going to start putting up a fight here towards B site.
Is this maybe St. Clair's like strat? Oh, so he's actually contested right now. He's getting a shot from behind from Quanto. Gorilla will be there for the trade. He's actually accidentally going to take down his teammate Brandon as well. But maybe that was the strat, was to just let them have A because they were losing so many of their lives trying to contest it. And then once they try to go for B, then you can try to start playing your defense. Because now look, you see the side of Johnson & Wales. They're all over it, and they're actually going to only be at a few lives disadvantage here compared to, maybe the 8, 9, 10 they could be at.
Yeah, I think that actually is a pretty viable strat, right? Because as long as you're staying down in spawn, yes, you did end up giving up 4 lives, but it only cost you 4 lives when 8 site was taken, right? So, pretty viable strategy. I think it is pretty smart from them, but now they are at the 7 life disadvantage. 8, 9, 10 lives, just like that. St. Clair already picking up a couple kills, and it's going to be making a lot of progress here on B site. Priestley going to find 1, going to find another as well, and that's going to be most likely it here. Sauce, take a little look at the view.
Yeah, he's going sightseeing or something like that in the middle of a Tuscan control game. But it is now going to be St. Clair at 2.5 ticks, looking to make it a third. Will get contested last second, trying to go for a knife kill. Not going to go. Your St. Clair Saints will clean up control in 3-0 fashion, and will also clean up the series in 3-0 fashion as well. So despite what your screen says, it is going to be St. Clair finding the win here. Priestley with the play of the game here on this one, just finding them all right back into spawn, mowing them down with the assist of Gorilla's score streak, and St. Clair now continuing their win streak in the CCL.
Yeah, no other word for this series other than dominant. I think St. Clair in every facet was just absolutely destroying Johnson & Wales. The streaks, the kills, the objectives, everything was all St. Clair. And we saw from the outset, from the very beginning, St. Clair found that first point on hardpoint and just completely shut Johnson & Wales down after that, and really there was no answer for it at almost any point throughout the whole series.
Yeah, I think it almost kind of started to become transparent to us that this was kind of where things were headed right in the beginning of the hard point when St. Clair was able to get a 80, 90 point lead right at the very beginning of the game, something that they don't do crazy often. Like we've been talking about, they've been having trouble getting a good start to their hard points. So to see them come through and have a very dominant start, it really felt that was them setting up success for the rest of the series. That's exactly what we saw there. Was a 6-2 in the search and destroy after winning 5 rounds in a row, 3-0 in the control, and then a 2-50 to 84 in the hard point. So overall, St. Clair 3-0 series, and I think the 3-0 really does represent how this one was played out as well.
Definitely. But that is going to wrap us up here in the CCL. St. Clair moving to, I believe, 12-3.
It's something along those lines. They only have 3 losses, I'm almost fairly certain, but they're going to have something between 11 and 13 wins, I'm almost fairly certain. So it's somewhere around there. I know that we're just waiting on CCL to get updated a little bit on their end, and we can actually follow along a little bit more on how this stage 2 has been going. But as for your St. Clair Saints, they're definitely looking playoff ready. They're definitely in a playoff position, still being top 25 in the rankings. I'm not sure if this game is going to have much of an impact on their power rankings, considering how dominant St. Clair was able to pull it through, maybe moving them up to like 22, 23 maybe. But with that being said, St. Clair is still looking very good going into playoff time, and they are consistently starting to pick up a lot more wins.
I was going to say, this is the time to pick up your wins, try and find yourself some advantages, because you're going to be going into playoffs, and I think they have really struggled against those top tier teams. I think they haven't had really any problems with those lower ranked teams, but I think the ones above them they really do tend to struggle with. So I think the more wins you get, the higher seed you can get, which means you don't have to play those higher up teams for longer, you have some more time to strategize, try and figure out how you're going to be able to crack through into that top 20. I think that's really going to help them out a lot. And finding wins like these in this dominant fashion, definitely help your confidence as well.
If you are St. Clair coming in at number 25 in the power rankings, I'd say you want to be beating the teams that are ranked like 50 to 30th. That's your range. You want to be able to consistently be able to trade games with the teams that are ranked 50 to 30th. Otherwise, it could be looking a little bit shakier going into time for playoffs. With that being said, CCL, St. Clair still doing a great job, and they are looking playoff ready. So we got a few more things to talk about before we actually do head out of here for this evening. First things first will be our TikTok giveaway. You guys can win a $50 Steam card through our Twitter. The winner will be drawn March 31st. All you got to do is follow our Twitter and our TikTok, tag one friend, like and retweet the post. That will be our pinned tweet on Twitter. So make sure you guys go check that one out. Enter our giveaway. That $50 Steam gift card is good for anything you want on Steam. And personally, I would, maybe get some CS skins or something like that. But you guys back home can get whatever you like with that Steam gift card. So make sure you enter and do so. It's not something you want to miss out on.
Definitely something I have entered, and I definitely hope I can win it. But anyone else can enter as well. Make sure you check that one out. Also want to talk about Crunchyroll here, our newest sponsor for this year. Definitely like having them on board. Classic anime and manga service. You can find anything that you want. Anything anime related, they got it on there. You can get yourself a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/saints. That's crunchyroll.com/saints. Go check it out. Go watch some anime, some classics, some new stuff, whatever you're looking for. They got it there. Crunchyroll.com/saints.
Yeah, I think we had a few new things come out here. I don't follow anime crazy, but I saw that the Saints chat was talking a lot about some new anime stuff that got released on Crunchyroll as of today or yesterday or whatever it was. But make sure you guys go check it out. There's lots of new stuff on there every week or so. So great anime and manga service. Make sure you guys do go check that out. But don't forget about any of our other sponsors, being Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association, as well as the St. Clair College Zeckelman School of Business, as we could not do this without them. We appreciate all of their support as well as all of you guys back home. We would not be able to do this without any of you. But with that being said, if you are back home and you are supporting the stream and you want to support us a little bit further, or maybe show some love with the Saints apparel, you guys can do so at acquire.ca/Saints. We got t-shirts, jackets, jerseys, hoodies, crew necks, flags, masks, anything you guys can imagine. Saints merch store at acquire.ca/Saints. All very comfy, all very affordable, and you guys can twin with me and John.
Yeah, no, we rocking the jackets here, and I think I've worn this thing almost every day since I've gotten it here, so definitely super comfortable stuff. Go check it out, acquire.ca/Saints. Last thing we talk about is going to be our academy. So coming up here in the fall semester, we are going to be having 50 new scholarship positions. All esports titles are supported. It's open to all skill levels. You can apply at stclairsaints.ca/join. It includes any titles that we have in varsity right now, as well as some new titles. So I know I've definitely heard there's going to be a lot of interest there in a few specific things. iRacing, sure.
Apex, CS, Halo. I think those are some of the big ones I've been hearing. Yeah. So
but you can apply any esport that you want to be a part of, that you want to try and bring to Saints Academy. You can definitely go check it out there. Go on the application page and type in whatever. Maybe you're into Animal Crossing esports. Who knows?
Yeah,
so
who knows,
you
man?
can try it. stclairsaints.ca/join. Go check it out. And should be make things interesting for next year.
I'm very excited for Saints Academy. And do you know one thing I think is going to look really cool as well? Saints Academy jerseys are probably going to be fire.
That's actually going to be sick.
They're going to be red and black, a nice color. Oh, it's going to look so nice. Like, obviously, these are so nice right now, the green and the black. But I think just adding another color, like an Academy cover, color is going to look very nice. And it'll create some diversity here between all the apparel worn. So great stuff all around for the Saints. 3-0 win tonight. GG's to Johnson and Wells. Thank you guys, everyone back home, for coming out and tuning into today's matchup. But that will be all for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow with some more action. I'm not quite sure exactly what it is. I can't remember off the top of my head. Valorant, yes. So we got some Valorant tomorrow. Make sure you guys come tune in for that. We'll be live once again on the Saints Gaming CA channel. You can follow all of our socials at Saints Gaming CA to keep up to date with anything Saints Gaming related. But with that being said, my name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside John Billbangs Zodima, and we'll catch you all on the next one.
Has this ever happened to you? You tune in to watch Saints Gaming compete at your favorite title, but you end up missing it. Scrolling through Twitter to find results is just such a chore, and it looks like there's no easy way to find out everything you've missed. Luckily, there's a solution. Hi, Millie Bays here, and I'd like to introduce you to St. Clair's Bird's Eye View, the #1 show to keep up with everything about Saints Gaming. Get weekly recaps, see great highlights, hear exclusive interviews with players and staff, and so much more. That's Bird's Eye View, available in podcast or video form at a website near you.